One is ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on the easier ways to make a lot. I'm ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on the easier ways to make a lot. I am ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on the easier ways to make a lot. You are ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on the easier ways to make a lot. 50 videos every 6 hours. That's the directive. You try it. The source video for this affirmation is actually in the description area. It's by My First Financial Breakthrough by Dr. Myron Golden. Also, you use or share one's referral code to Uber driving. That's how one earns the time to actually create this video. One is still trading time for money, but I have more time to create for money uh, if you were to, if I was at least asked. And I'm asking for $150 to donate to the 501c. It's Clean House Incorporated. It's the Sober Living for Men. We have martial arts, yoga, meditation, and 12-step meetings. 119th and Buckeye. Changed lives, empowered and new. Founded by David Spelch and Tyrone Sanders in 2010. Actually, I don't want to say ask me about a book. Like this video is just another one, 50 every 6 hours. For the affirmation, writing it out 50 times. Write it out 50 times. In one sitting, something magical will happen. I guarantee it that something different, something will happen. If you know how to write or even type, try it. I don't know if I tried to type it part. You do the right, but I know I learned how to type. Write, type, or pack. Maybe do all three. That's an assignment for oneself. Because the idea that I got from Dr. Myron Golden, his first financial breakthrough, is that it's easier to earn a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to earn a little money in a long period of time. Therefore, one is ignoring all the hard, one is ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money. One is ignoring all the hard ways. I'm stuttering on purpose. One is ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on all the easier ways to make a lot. He said, etch this into one's DNA. Etch this into your DNA. By proctor says, burn this into your mind. But what do I say? What do Martin Luther Cartwright say? Let it go down deep where I can act on it and get the results with little or no thought, almost like driving. I'm constantly aware and I'm adjusted to the stuff around me, but the operation, my feet on the gas pedal, my foot on the brake, when to turn, what to do, when to do it, just about automatic. And I take my cues from what's going on around me. The stop sign, the one way. I'm laughing because it is so freeing to, without the vibration of shame, guilt, or remorse, without the vibration of I might get in trouble. Humility is perpetual quietness of the heart. It is to have no troubles. It is never to be fretted or vexed, irritated or sore, to wonder at nothing that is done to me, to feel nothing that is done against me. On a regular. But one knows intuitively, it's something deep down where one said, no, don't do that, right? I actually mentioned this. That's what sacred discipline and power is about. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run, know when to shut one's mouth and keep one's eyes on the prize. Know when to keep one's ideals to oneself until they are fully developed. That's Abraham Hicks. Shut your mouth and keep your eyes on the prize. That's Gavin Stevens. And I mentioned that in the meeting today, not today, but sometime, it's probably 2 years ago. And the man, he was distinguished. He had positionalities in clothing and speech and wording, and but he still had this humility because he was a drunk, an alcoholic, a recovered one, used the steps And so we was in here, so we thought, you think it's free, you can say just about whatever, but we still people, right? And I told him how in Cleveland, I forgot the context of how I did it because there's always a context versus content. That's Dr. David R. Hawkins, Power versus Force, and all his other subsequent books on kinesiology. Uh, he mentions that, well, all truth is subjective. I told him how I would run a stop sign and stop lights and going down. I didn't tell him going, whatever I did, it was real simple and easy. And he said, oh, so you don't respect Cleveland? Because I said, I don't. I said, I do it in Cleveland, or I only do it in Cleveland. That was me explaining, that was lack of humility. Humility is not owing you an explanation or even feeling like owing you an explanation. You can ask me why. I can ask you why you want to know, and you can tell me why you want to know, and I don't feel like I even have to answer your why. I don't feel like it, right? And that's I don't feel like I need your approval. I want your acceptance because that's love. I don't want your rejection because that's hate. And resentment is the number one offender, and there's a fine line between justice and revenge. And justice is resentment satisfied. Of course, there's different layers and different levels. Life is about intensity of emotions and repetition. And this is the repetition that one is focusing on all the hard ways. No, one is ignoring all the hard ways to make a little bit of money and focusing on the easier ways to make a lot. Let's start breaking that down onto what it could be really meant to do. What it could be really meant for. I, I adjusted the cameras to where the light is flashing. So when it stopped recording, when there's no, it actually said that in the script. It's an open camera app, open source camera. Yeah. All right. I think I said enough for this video. Another 6 hours, baby.